Welcome to this video on Augments and Exobytes. I am Green Lantern Kenny, and this is a quick run-through. Augments come in two main types. Origins, of which you should have received a full set during your leveling experience, and Adaptive. Adaptive augments relate to specific episodes within DCUO, whereas Origin augments are something you'll be using all of the time. We're going to start by looking at Origin augments. Origin augments relate to the primary skills within DC Universe Online and are color-coded. There are red for Mighty, purple for Domination, blue for Vitalization, yellow for Precision, and green for Restoration. These augments provide you with a significant stat increase. If we have a look just now, I currently have might of 8,500. If I apply the augments in the Augments tab, this number goes up to nearly 87,000, so a not inconsiderable boost. In order to level your augments, you'll need to break down gear that you're no longer using in order to earn exobytes. This can be done at an R&D station, such as the one behind me that is located within the Hall of Legends. We can see the atom here just to the side. You can also find R&D stations in police stations, nightclubs, and your relevant factions' headquarters. Salvaging gear is quite simple. You head to the Salvaging tab, choose the item that you're going to salvage, and hit the button. There is a couple of things that I'd advise you to watch out for. This next item up to be salvaged, you'll notice I have not collected the style. Probably best to collect that before salvaging. You should also look out to check that the item you're going to be salvaging is not an upgrade, otherwise you'll probably be wanting to keep that as well. However, hit the salvage button and you can see that an exobyte is generated. We can see here that there's a couple of items as well that aren't going to be salvaged. This crown, for example, has been dragged onto the save button, won't be able to be salvaged. This item here is part of an arm rebuild and likewise won't be able to be salvaged. Here are some of the exobytes. You'll notice that some of them are color coded. Red for Mighty, green for Restoration. We touched upon this just a moment ago when we were looking at the types of augment. To apply the exobytes to the augments, we head to the Fortify tab, choose the relevant augment, and then apply one of these exobytes. So this one here is a vital, and if we were to go and apply a vital exobyte, you'll notice that there is an additional 50% experience being given. That is because the colors are matching at that point in time. To apply the exobyte, hit the Fortify button. If you have got exobytes of a color that doesn't match to a stat that you use, for example, if you're a primary superpower user and you're not going to be using precision, you can just go and apply them to whichever augment you wish. For example, let's apply this Mighty augment to this Vital. No bonus XP, but still enough to go and move the bar through to the next level. You can also unload the augment, keeping you on the same screen, allowing you to go and start working on a different one. One of the other things you can do at an R&D station is upgrade some of the exobytes in your possession. Now this only works with exobytes that are not color-coded. You'll be able to go and increase them from a flawed to a solid to a pristine exobyte. You won't be able to increase the mark level, that is solely down to the gear that you have salvaged them from, but we can see at the R&D station here that I can create a pristine Mark 11 exobyte from this solid Mark 11 exobyte and 5 exo material. Now a solid Mark 11 exobyte gives 4,700 experience, whereas a pristine one gives 5,600. A significant enough jump. You should be looking for these exo material in the wider world and using them when you are upgrading your exobytes. You hit the create button, they're combined together, and you can now go and apply this. Here we can see an exo material node in the wild. This small rainbow coloured node that makes noise as we get closer. Interacting with it will gather the exo material and potentially some nth metal at the same time. We can use this exo material to upgrade our exobytes at an R&D station. Adaptive augments work a bit differently from origin augments. Each adaptive augment relates to a specific episode of DC Universe Online. For example, these Speed Force cells here relate to the World of Flashpoint episode. You can see here that there's various abilities such as alternative timelines, giving you additional gear choices. Doomsday Deflection, one of the bosses that you can encounter, and also things like Full Throttle, giving you an extra stats when you are within the related episode's content. When you go to fortify them, we will go and take the Platinum Engraving as an example from Wonderverse, you can see that it's not asking for the normal exobytes that I have in my bag. I can put any of my previous adaptive augments into it, but the actual exobytes themselves are unique to each episode's content. Now, I have bought a new Speed Force adaptive augment, and you can see here that it's now asking for the Speed Force exobyte. The Wonderverse one wasn't. This one, being a World of Flashpoint one, is looking for the World of Flashpoint exobyte. We can just put it in as normal, and it will start ranking up the adaptive augment. In order to go and get the abilities unlocked, the additional gear choices, less damage from Doomsday, the additional stats, you need to break through at various points in the leveling of the augments in a manner similar to artifacts. The catalysts to do so will drop as you play the episode's content.